My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Hi, my name is Damian Kust and I'm a schmuck. That's for you, John. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to win this contest. Anyway, never mind. Let's just begin. Obviously, we are going to be watching Iga Świątek and Mirra Andreeva. As far as I know, I think Vansh will also be coming within the next few minutes. Anyway, obviously, this is the first semi-final in Indian Wells. In fact, the first semi-final across the board, counting both the men's and women's singles events. And well, they've just played each other in Dubai. Iga is obviously on an incredible run in Indian Wells, 10 wins in a row. Mirra is on an incredible run overall, 10 wins in a row. And that includes that victory that I mentioned for her against Iga in Dubai. Different conditions for sure. These ones in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, definitely suiting Mirra a bit more, and especially in terms of how she played on the day. 10 aces, very aggressive of her forehand side, which isn't always like that. Here it's going to have to be like more of a defensive special performance, which she's already done a few times this week, for sure. And yeah, I mean, defeating players like Rybakina, Towson, obviously they don't move quite as well as Swiatek, but I guess something similar is what Andreeva will be trying to do. It's just way tougher to execute it against Iga, who has been just insane in Indian Wells over the last few years. Hi, Jake. Doing fine. I was a bit sleepy just before kicking off the stream. But, well, I'm hoping for this match to kind of get me through the next couple of hours. Unfortunately, Fonseca is once more so late in the day, so I might miss it again in Phoenix when he's playing later. But yeah, I mean, I should at least be able to watch this match. Well, so far no Vansh and no producer, so let me try to work on the scoreboard for you. I should be able to get this done shortly. We're gonna use Google this time, I guess. Oh yeah, with these photos. By the way, you guys serving first. The first two serves were unreturned, but now we have a proper rally, which ends with a beautiful winner down the line as well. So it's a hold to love for the poll. Yes, score on the screen soon. I'm just trying to figure that out right now. Okay, now it should be on. Let's see if Mirra Andreeva is on. As I said, it was actually like last time they played Dubai. The serve of Andreeva was actually a massive, massive factor. And she hit 10 aces in that one, while Swiatek was struggling in like virtually every single service game. Well, already I guess we have a different situation here, considering that Iga held to love, which either didn't happen in Dubai or was maybe just like once. Also, you know, Indian Wells, much slower, much more windy. Is it the recipe for a quick success for Swiatek? I mean, I guess it can't be excluded. I just don't think Mirra is as useless in these conditions as I think some people are trying to suggest. Obviously, she's, I mean, yeah, she's having that breakthrough moment. 17-3 this season. And she's already defeated Rybakina twice during this winning run. of Dubai, and 4 matches here. Neither player dropped a set so far. I hear that someone is in the background. That's actually, oh, that's the producer. Never mind. I was just going to say that this is one of the best innovations on our streaming platform that I can now hear when someone joins. Probably you could too, but I'm still going to keep that sound on just in case that Vansh shows up. Also, to the producer, a note that I already tried to use the word you wanted me to at the very, very beginning of the stream. Literally the first line. You will be the judge of whether this is, a right usage of the word or not. That's something obviously that you will be deciding. We'll see as well what sort of attempt Vansh has and if he even cares. I kind of don't. That was probably my last attempt, truthfully. But well, maybe you will find it satisfactory. Maybe you won't. Conchita Martinez on our screens. Of course, she is the coach of Mirra Andreeva, and well, seems to be doing some good work with her. To be honest with you, I'm not too I'm not that deep into what sort of things Conchita is like bringing to her box specifically, but yeah, of course, considering that Mirra is playing so well right now. Does Iga make this one? I guess she has, so it's going to be 30-all. Andreeva has to be a bit cautious here. Of course, Swiatek on courts like this especially is a fantastic front runner, and that's indeed the ping again. So I am going to add Vansh to our live stream. Welcome.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm feeling tipsy too, Jake, but for different reasons, I guess. And here's that first ace for Andreeva. I was talking about the 10 she hit in Dubai. I don't think she's going to hit 10 today, but yeah, if she can get these 3 points on serve again, could be massive.
Well, you know how many Elena Rybakina hit in the 15-game match? 0.
Against Andreeva, I think neither hit an ace, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just checking that today, yeah.
Oh, good. I'm kind of excited about this lineup. The 4 best players in the world right now, at least for the short 2-3 months that we've had so far.
I like the fact that you're kind of excited for this lineup, and it's literally the best we could have gotten.
Yeah. It's the top 4 by a considerable margin too.
Yeah. I really don't think, this could have been any better. Yeah, finally Iga gets a bit of a test. Is this one of the Swiatek runs that, because I hear you're part of a Iga Swiatek related tennis podcast actually. But I mean, is this one of the runs where like you're barely watching her first 2 matches and now you're like really tuning in?
I mean, I did watch her. I watched the full match she played against Jung, so
Okay.
I can't really say I didn't watch anything this week. And I watched parts of the others. So.
Okay. Were you able to catch any of her matches live? Since I think you were there for a few days.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, no, I wasn't able to watch her live because I didn't get to see. Yeah, she wasn't playing when I was there, but.
Okay, so you basically tuned into the run 1 round earlier than this, but that's totally fair. I mean, I caught some of it against Zhang. I guess, yeah, just some of it kind of like scattered all around the week. Helps a bit that she is playing usually in the earlier time zones for me, but yeah, it doesn't feel like any of her matches thus far were a story. Not much happening, just total
Actually,
domination.
I also watched a decent amount of the Mahova match. I did that one with John. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. So that one I did. So I guess you could say we did, I guess, 2 full matches, and then parts of the other 2. So parts of Garcia, parts of actually Strepsco didn't watch a single point. Garcia I watched here and there.
Yeah, that's more than myself for sure. I didn't see a single point from that Muchova one. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of where the tournament starts for Swiatek. In fact, I would definitely argue that this is the toughest match she has had in Indian Wells since the 2023 semifinal against Rybakina. So yeah, it's a test. And so far, I mean, she's breezing through her service games here, which is not quite like Dubai.
No. Obviously, the high bounce really helps her here, I think. And the kick serve has been pretty effective this whole week.
Yeah, in Dubai, she was like pretty desperate to keep going for the kick, even though it wasn't, gelling with the surface at all. And here it's paying off. But yeah, it is what it is.
How much of Andreeva did you get to watch this week? Because I watched parts of her matches against Rybakina and Svitolina a little bit as well.
Full matches against Rybakina and Towson. Probably it. I don't know. Yesterday, I think I was doing like another watch along maybe when she was playing Andreeva, when she was playing Svitolina. And who did she face in the opening round? I don't even remember, but
yeah, I forgot. No.
But yeah, I mean Rybakina and Towson, I watched these matches. Yeah, very similar, both of them. Opponent who moves like 100 times worse than Mirra does, and she just like outmaneuvers them in every single possible form you can imagine.
Yeah.
And it was also like both of them were Dubai rematches, right? So we have a third one on our hands here, which is pretty wild actually. I don't think that's a stat that is like easily checkable, but like yeah, if she's gonna beat three same players basically en route. To two WT 1000 titles.
One of the days I was at Indians, I had a choice to make. Do I watch Towson Andreeva or do I watch Peace Musetti? And thankfully I chose Peace Musetti. Because what a match that was.
Yeah.
I was just picking Andreeva Towson scores, in the meantime, and I just saw Andreeva cruising.
Yeah, I don't know what would have been my choice in such a situation, but certainly, because in hindsight, we can say that you did watch the better match.
Yeah. I was confident Andreeva was going to win, but I certainly didn't expect it to be that lopsided. Thought there might be more of an adjustment, but he is just playing. She isn't as intimidated by the bigger hitters so far this year, as she's got a lot more power of her own now. In addition to all the really good tennis IQ and redirecting and stuff, the first serve is really beefed up. Obviously, backhand down the line was always a pretty big shot she had, but now she's just like able to handle power much easier. So I'm really curious to see next time she plays Sabalenka what that looks like, because that's obviously been in a.
Well, you could learn tomorrow, so.
You could, yeah, but more
Sunday.
More just throughout the season, because I feel like at some point
it's Sunday, right? I don't know how the schedule works in Indian Wells,
yeah,
but it's Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than playing both the semis and the final tomorrow.
Yeah. There still comes a point in these two events, no matter how you schedule, or in these 2-week events, that you're still like somebody ends up having to play 4 to 5 days in a row at the end, or at least.
Is it true actually? I think it's 3 tops, but yeah, still we have 3 rounds in a row for someone always. Yeah. But yeah, I mean it's also because the main draw actually starts on Wednesday, right? So
right.
If it was like a slam, then you only need to play 2. But yeah, that first serve, I think that's kind of like the main thing so far about Andreeva this year. Like the way that she's just able to get these 3 points. I don't know, one per game. It really adds so much. And yeah, she's already doing that here as well. Even though obviously it's Iga who's had the easier holds thus far. If this one will even be a hold from Andreeva at 1-2.
This is a really big serve out wide.
After the 1000 match, I tweeted something and there was a comment that I found, well, I found it very wrong, but it was pretty interesting that someone basically said that he watched the highlights of that match and that like Andreeva was just pushing, I don't remember the exact phrase, but it was just like pushing all over or whatever, just basically saying that like where is the power in her shots. And I don't really get that, to be honest. I think she was pretty offensive against Dawson, she was moving her around the court like crazy. And yeah, I mean, it's not like Iga is just gonna have a super easy time here dominating the points. There's definitely gonna be responding to a degree.
Not at all. If anything, I find she's taking the ball a lot earlier these last couple of months and able to produce way more power. So she just looks also like she's put on quite a lot more muscle and just looks, yeah, like it's a fast progression, but also at the same time, not like a meteoric rise or just kind of.
Yeah, it's unnaturally natural. I mean, she obviously is very much ahead of the curve, but at the same time, it's that is definitely a degree of like slowly working her way, or rather maybe gradually working her way to the top. Except the last few weeks they have kind of stopped being gradual, and if she was somehow able to take this title as well.
Is there anybody who has done Dubai and Indian Wells back to back on the opponent's side? I feel like that's a really hard one to do.
Yeah, we would also have to look at like whether they were actually in following weeks, because some years that wasn't true. So,
right. Oh yeah, that should be the case. That would like alternate between.
Yeah, alternating Doha and Dubai. Also, maybe there was like a week of break as well between these events sometimes. No, actually, even this year there was a week of a break, right?
There's always a week break, right?
Yeah. It's not. I was confusing it with the ATP basically. Yeah, I'm just ATP. ATP is everything, and that's why. But yeah, sure.
Because like Bencic, because in 2019 she wins Dubai and then she gets to the semis here, and then but it was still a really fantastic run.
I mean, gotta be doable. If it's not like, it's not a tough traveling journey schedule, then it's gotta be doable. And well, she's 2 matches away, but they are going to be matches against the very top. Swiatek also hit a couple of aces actually in this game, so the 3 points on serve are very much coming in for both players so far. It was also like this yesterday, right? Andreeva and Svitolina, like for the first 11 games, I think they were like not getting to any deuces, not getting to any break points.
Yeah, they were like holding serve pretty regularly.
Then, of course, Svitolina goes down once and the match is kind of over. Mirra going to be drop shot heavy today? No. I mean, when is she going to find opportunities to do that?
Against Rybakina, also the conditions were so slow because it was so rainy. and it just looked like she had so much time.
Did you, Vansh? I don't think you have, right? I don't think you have yet.
I'm not. But somebody said they'd heard that word in Home Alone, and I seem to remember that too.
That this word is used in Home Alone?
Yeah.
Hmm.
One of the villains in the movie said it.
Is it Joe Pesci or is it the other guy?
It might have been Joe.
Okay. He says a lot of well, obviously, it's very PG-13, but he's rambling a lot. It's basically like his character in Goodfellas, but more PG-13. And then, yeah, it's a pretty funny movie. I don't remember the use of this particular word there, though. Although, actually, I guess most of the time when I watch Home Alone, it's gonna be on Polish TV. So, the audio might be a bit obscured by the person reading. So, it's not like I put Home Alone, for myself. I don't know, 16th of May. I don't watch Home Alone. I only really watch it on Christmas Eve or whatever. So maybe I just am not that familiar with the English lines there.
Or two players who very much feel like home, and they might be alone. Iga and Carlos.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me yesterday, who do you think has a better chance of winning the title now that the semifinals are about to start? And I basically was like, it's gotta be Carlos, right? Because Iga just has super opponents.
This precise question I posed today to Jack and James when we were recording some previews for, Sabalenka, Keys, and Draper Alcaraz. And while I was asking the question, I was like, let's think about it. But then before they even got to answer, I already thought, okay, yeah, I know what they're going to say. And yeah, it's pretty obvious. Alcaraz isn't facing his biggest rivals, and Iga is. Actually, there's no rivals right now on the ATP Tour. It's just Alcaraz and Sinner is gone. So I guess regardless who Alcaraz was playing, really. But yeah, I mean, Iga's opponents are just way too tough for her to be the bigger favorite right now. I mean, again, there's a glimpse of an opportunity for Iga here. Obviously, love 30, but Andreeva's serving is just there's not much you can do with that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that Dubai performance against Iga in that department was pretty extreme, but today so far it's not as big a contrast because obviously Iga is holding easily too. But yeah, if a player like this with such a good, versatile, complete baseline game starts getting one more point every single game, it means a lot.
Yeah, you got this two serves down the tee, but especially this one at 30, all the way she just takes this ball in the air so early. That's a player who's confident. And on a 10-match win streak.
Yeah. We might have a big clash of win streaks. I mean, we basically have a big clash of win streaks today. Andreeva's overall win streak and Iga's Indian Wells one, but we might even get a big clash of win streaks in the final too.
Keys is on a 16-match win streak.
Yeah, and it would be 17 by the time she reaches the final, and Mirra could be on 11. Why not?
Yeah.
Is that true that the attendance numbers are significantly down this year? I don't know. Maybe Vansh knows, but I have no idea.
I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know what the numbers were last year or the raw data and everything, but there have been some matches where the lower bowl of this stadiums have been empty, whereas the top levels, the 300, 400 sections are just completely full. And that's because those are reserved seatings. And they're basically meant for corporates. Whereas like on top, if you have, or at least if you don't have a Stadium 1 ticket, but you have a grounds pass, you're able to go into those stadiums. And then some people, they just don't go to Stadium 1 during the early rounds because they just get the grounds passes, which are much cheaper. And you can see, stadiums 2 through 10 or whatever. But in general, when I went on Saturday and Sunday, the grounds were pretty packed. It was like pretty hard to get in.
And Andreeva ends up surviving again. Swiatek does a split, but she handles it better than Hamad Medjedovic. And she will keep playing this match. I mean, in fact, Hamad Medjedovic also kept playing his match and ended up even winning it. But yeah, we haven't seen him since. So Iga is significantly more flexible and agile. Are there nice takeaways where I live? I don't really order food, but yeah, I mean, there's Uber Eats and stuff like that. I think the variety is there if you want to, but yeah, I barely do.
This is perhaps a tricky game for Eva here with 3-all. I mean, she didn't get to break point in the previous game, but there were some openings. There was like that backhand line that she had at love 30.
I mean, most certainly the first 6 games were just, if there were any opportunities, there were slight, but they were always for Iga. It's.
Yeah. So it's the last game with the new balls, I guess. Or last game with these balls before they switch. You guys said the balls in Doha and Dubai felt like potatoes.
Potatoes? Okay.
Yeah. Basically wasn't a fan of them.
Here I was thinking she likes playing with potatoes. Well, that's quite a net court for Andreeva on the return here, and we have a 15-30. First time Iga has any pressure on herself on her serve, and we'll see how she'll be able to handle it. Well, the answer is not great. I actually wasn't even sure if this was a return winner or a double fault, but soon the mystery was revealed to me. Not that it matters anyway. It will still be first breakpoints of the match coming Mirra Andreeva's way. Yeah, I think Rome is moving, Jake, to like some, right? Yeah, I think I read something about that Rome, they are either moving or expanding. Maybe just expanding the venue, but yeah, I've heard that too, that it's like really overcrowded. I don't know, Matthew, if you were listening to the stream at that point, but we did actually reference that Hamad Medjedovic split when she did that as well. Is he on the list in Miami? I hope he is. I mean, it would be pretty brutal to miss both Sunshine Double events because of that. Especially just when his level was going up and yeah. Oh yeah, he is on the list in Miami, so that's nice. I hope he plays. A bit unceremonial in terms of the breakpoint saves, but that's, I mean, the outcome is that we are deuce again. Well, not again, but she has fended off the opportunities. The second was definitely an unreturned serve. I honestly kind of forgot the first one, but it was quick too.
The backhand hit the net cord and then it bounced back on her side at 15-40.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got an unreturned again at 30-40. So
yeah, if it was another dead net cord like on the third point.
Also, the 15-30 point was a double fault.
Yeah, I know. They showed it on the screen after a brief moment.
Though we have a really good rally here at deuce. We were resetting the point with our defense. Oh, but that looks like that forehand down the line. A lot of shape was just wide.
It was.
So this would be the first real test answered if Iga can hold. As far as our service games go so far.
Of course, right after this one will be the second semi-final. Sabalenka Keys. European viewers might struggle to watch that one, including myself, but we'll see. Maybe the electric action in Swiatek Andreeva will give me enough fuel.
So another second serve point. This one, a really deep second serve, which I thought for a second might be out, but it caught the back of the line. So this is some hold from 15-40. I mean, didn't have to play any rallies on the break points, but of course we did get that one longer rally at deuce, and then now we have the new balls with Andreeva serving.
Yeah,
and yeah, this is interesting than last year's semifinal with Kostyuk and Swiatek. So
it's already way more competitive than any of her last 10 matches in Indian Wells. So nobody really talked about it last year because there's no point in talking about it. Like, we all knew that Iga, if she got tougher opponents, she also could have easily won that event. But her draw was really easy.
There was the quarterfinal with Caroline Wozniacki that might have actually been the most challenging of her matches until Wozniacki.
Until the retirement. Then obviously Kostyuk, Sakari.
Yeah. And obviously, you thought maybe Collins, or a lot of people were excited for the Collins match, and it was interesting for about 7 or 8 games until Iga pulled away. A lot of the matches were like
Noskova was precisely the same, right? I mean,
Noskova, Collins,
until 4-all, it was cool, but after that, it's just like a complete beatdown.
Noskova, Collins, Putintseva, Wozniacki, Kostyuk.
First 3 rounds actually sound more difficult than the last 3, just like strictly, name-wise. And in a way, they were more difficult than the latter 3. But now, of course, we are kind of going to ask the question of if Andreeva might also suffer a little bit after losing that previous game, and if any sort of run of games can be opened up for Swiatek here. We'll see.
Yeah, and also you can see the breeze, and this game is definitely fighting the wind on this side. And now you got new balls, so let's see if it's tricky. The wind yesterday was pretty crazy in Feast versus Medvedev. The towels blowing on the court and
the wind is insane. Not quite as bad as Kapkana today, when the umpire basically saved himself from the Titanic or whatever. I don't know if you saw that, but it was at the very beginning of Kovacevic against Altmaier. Basically, the umpire just felt that his chair was about to fall down, and he like jumped off. Pretty good reaction, actually. Like some quick thinking, good survival instincts. It was in that very moment that it was going to be decided whether he's more like Rose or more like Jack, and he's more like Rose. Anyway, that was obviously in the Dominican Republic, but Indian Wells has been pretty crazy all week. Every edition with the wind, gotta be able to handle that, and both these players definitely can. That 15-all ace was pretty insane as well. Like Mirra Andreeva is Karolina Pliskova-ing her serves now. What's happening?
Yeah, it just looks like a lot bigger of a weapon than at any point last year. Oh, and also that backhand, the way she can change directions on it is pretty insane as well. Like, she just at the last second she can just change directions like this. On this point, you're thinking she's gonna go across, and then at the very last second, she just like moves the other direction. I don't think
Can
was
Mirra become the Daniel Medvedev of the WTA? Elite defender with a big serve.
With actually proper technique, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's a slightly also very articulate. Also from Russia, obviously.
Yeah. Also, Medvedev in the wind, I feel like he's actually very tricky because he has really good ball control. So he has this ability to kind of manipulate his technique midway through, and he's like actually, these slower conditions and the slower balls, he actually kind of, this might turn out to be one of his best events all year. I mean, it's if he makes 3 finals in a row.
I mean, I know, but then again, he loses to Lerner Tien in Australia, right? And that's night conditions, slow as molasses and stuff like that. Like, Fils yesterday exposed a lot of issues with Medvedev's game in these conditions. He just didn't take.
He didn't win, yeah.
But
he did a lot of great things. Like he used the slice really well. He came in. He got a lot more patient as the match went on.
Yeah.
He showed like a different side to him, a more adaptable side.
100%. It's just he didn't take the win, so I guess it doesn't matter. But it's kind of the story of Medvedev, I guess.
What was your opinion on the celebration? Because a lot of people people were divided on this. I thought it was more just like very genuine that he actually come through a match like this for the first time, and like the first time he's won a deciding set since Monte Carlo 2023 against Zverev, that crazy match. So I felt like he was actually just just super pumped up, and the adrenaline took over. Where some people were kind of like, no, he was mocking Fils because Fils celebrates like that. But I don't know.
I don't think that the celebrations of Fils are, like noteworthy. I mean, I think they're perfectly normal, and I don't think that Daniel was mocking him at all. Well, later he also said it himself that basically he was just not expecting to win that point. When he got to that volley from Fils, he just
apologized. He also put his hand up as saying,
"Oh yeah, he apologized instantly. It was indeed pretty close to Arthur. Yeah, I mean, to me it was pretty clear that he's not trying to mock him in any way. But I know that's an opinion that was floating around Twitter. Speaking of, well, actually not floating, that doesn't make any sense, but Iga Świątek double faults and is very frustrated at herself here.
Yeah, she had one in the previous service game. Luckily, it didn't end up costing her, but that's 2 games in a row. She knows how important this point is. This. Well, this time she did make the first serve, but Andreeva was all over that backhand return. A really good inside out backhand. Do you feel like when the ball hits the line on these courts, it really skids? Oh well, that is going to be a break of serve for Mirra and Andreeva.
Yes, it is. And well, Iga was like kind of really frustrated after that double fault. It didn't end up really like costing her the next 2 points, but Andreeva was still able to be pretty aggressive on return. Wins like a mid-length exchange, breakpoint up, and we'll get the chance to serve for the opening set. Definitely a different like display from her so far than against Rybakina Tauson. She can't just like move Iga around like this, but she's been solid. She's been serving extremely well and gets that opportunity here. I've had some tests for Iga thus far. I guess the success rate is 50%. Mirra has a different sort of test ahead of herself here.
She's winning against so many different types of opponents lately.
Yeah. Even this week, right? I mean,
winning in different ways as well. So it's
even this week you've got Rybakina and Tauson, which is basically the same, like absolutely same game plan, same opponent, really. And then she plays Svitolina, who famously has a good record against like fellow counter punchers, and you know it's a matchup I guess that Mirra over the last half a year has been struggling in, more or less. I'm not saying precisely against Svitolina, but just the
first one
general.
was also similar-ish, right? She played Gracheva.
Like, oh, Gracheva, yeah. Yeah,
she
sure.
was up 5-1 and then 5-all, and then she takes that set, and then she's down love 4 in the second. And she wins 6 games in a row.
I mean, yeah, sure. Gracheva.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I don't know. The same, but you know.
Yeah, not quite the same quality, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah. I did think that Svitolina match was going to be way more difficult for her than Tauson and Rybakina after, you know, seeing how she handled the previous two for, yeah, stylistic reasons. But I mean, it was tougher, but it was not, you know, yeah, she still handled it very, very well. Well, I can't say that about the drop shot she played, which, based on her reaction, she is very aware of the fact that she didn't quite have the control over the shot, but she lands it anyway.
Yes, that looked very much like you take that ball in the air, you know, not try to get too cute, because she hit the serve that she wanted.
She did kind of get too cute, that's for sure.
Yeah, the reaction actually is pretty funny after she misses it. Oh, you're gonna have this very fascinating point here because it resets. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a very important steal from Swiatek to get to 15-30. Mirra had a smash, reasonably difficult, but either way.
They don't have tennis insights for the WTA, but you know, that's a steal.
Yeah, that counts as a steal. I think whenever your opponent is smashing and is like not on the baseline, I would definitely count it as a steal. And well,
did Iga not win the first point? I thought she did.
She did win the first point. Yes, Mirra made the drop shot. I feel maybe you're confused about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought she missed it.
No, it was in, but she just obviously she knew how fortunate she was. Yeah, it's not a Kobori Wawrinka situation. Yeah. I thought I heard you say she missed it.
Yeah, I take back what I said then because I thought she missed it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean her reaction was just because she knew it was quite fortunate. But yeah, here's some massive return from Swiatek down the line to set up 2 breakpoints. And this set might just have a bit more life in it.
Yeah, and she does break back here.
Very similar error to the first point from Andreeva, just kind of like late on that forehands down the line redirection. And
If
yeah.
Iga wins winning the set, I mean, I'm circling, obviously that 15-all point becomes pretty big.
15-all, yeah, for sure. Aggressive second serve return at 15:32, but 15-all, of course, was the one where Mirra has a smash, doesn't quite do that much with it, and like gradually Iga works her way back into the point. And also seems to be flying at the start of the next game, so this would really put the pressure on if she can just breeze through her serve, through her hold here.
Yeah. Yeah, steps into that one. Has no problem taking a mid-court ball on the backhand. Also, no woman has won more than 2 Indian Wells titles ever, at least since 1989 when they started keeping track of this.
Doesn't Daniela Hantuchova have 2 Indian Wells titles, by the way?
She does, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Also,
one that I remember being very surprised by, like 5 years ago or whatever.
The Williams sisters boycotted this tournament for 14 years.
Yeah, that definitely contributes.
But you got like some big names. Steffi Graf has won it twice. Davenport has won it twice. Davenport has won it twice.
Nurlan with some praise for Iga Świątek? Wait, what?
Yeah. It probably hurt his soul to type that, but you know. The facts are facts.
Sean, it's a compliment in a way if your opponent is that buzzing to beat you. I mean, yeah, more about the scenario though, right? Than feels, but yeah. Obviously, yeah, I kind of do agree that like it was more of an emotional reaction, obviously, rather than mockery. But yeah, 6-5 anyway, and now the pressure will be really on after the changeover.
Yes, Azarenka, of course, came the closest to winning 3 in a row. Or not 3 in a row, but 3 Indian Wells titles. She served for the match. She served for the match against Paula Badosa in the 2021 final. Was 2 points away.
And earlier, I guess she also won in that pregnancy year, right?
Yeah, 2016. Beat Serena in the final.
Rod Laver.
Iga were to win this, I guess she'd also overtake Azarenka for the most WTA 1000 titles. Because they both have 10 right now.
How many does Venus have? Just tell me if it's more or less, basically. I don't... Because I have no idea.
I think it's actually less than Azarenka.
Okay. Fewer,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
She has maybe 9. So.
I'm currently looking for a PDF version of the Home Alone script so that I can check if there were if a certain word was used there. But we'll see. Doesn't seem like it, or maybe it's actually not findable here. I don't know. But yeah, this game is also not going too well for Mirra. Okay, so this is doable, and now Yeah, I don't see it in the script. Oh. Maybe it was an improvised line from Fresh.
He says a lot of different stuff, so it could be.
Yeah, maybe sometimes it's just, like, I don't remember the name of his character, but maybe they just say, he rumbles or whatever.
I think Joe Pesci is Marv, and the tall guy is Harry.
That is true, but I think it might be the other way.
Oh, sorry, the other way around. Sorry, the short guy is Harry, and the tall guy is Marv.
Yes,
Yeah.
Marv. I
Yes.
mean, when you said Marv, I instantly had that tall guy in my head. Yeah.
The second one is just the best because it just defies the laws of physics in every possible way. Like, if you ever get a chance to watch the second one, Lost in New York.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much the same movie. Like it reuses the same tropes, like the character of that that lady.
The last 30-40 minutes of that are just even more superior than the first.
I think I like the first one a bit more, but there's even also that scene when he uses the movie to scare someone.
There's also there's literally a scene where he turns into a skeleton for a few seconds and then comes back.
Yeah, there's this like effect. Yeah, it's pretty much the same movie anyway. Home Alone 1 and 2, like different settings, same movie. By the way, ridiculous backhand down the line from Andreeva, 15-30 here. Yeah, a little out of position, but she still does it so smoothly. Has she just saved herself? Has she just got into a tiebreak? Let's see.
Wow, 120 miles per hour right down the tee. Nothing you can do about it. On one of the biggest points in the set. How many aces does she have right now, by the way? Let's see.
I think we actually have it on the screen, 2 only, but I don't know. Maybe Google isn't right there.
Oh, actually, they both have 3.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't trust Google, at least with the stats. If you're listening to this, whoever is in charge of Google, I actually do like your company. Anyway, 6 games all eventually, but yeah, that was a difficult moment. You mentioned that 15 all points for Iga at 4-5. I guess here the backhand down the line is the one we will remember.
The 15-30.
Yeah. So they both kind of had this one pretty insane point under pressure that has allowed them to reach the tiebreak.
With this combination right here, serve out wide and then forehand down the line, open court. Deuce. Okay, I think I'm a little bit behind, but yeah, the next point is just going to be an underhand.
Oh, you're a billion years behind. I am adjusting. So.
Okay. Yeah, start with the tiebreak now. I wonder if the serve ends up being the difference here.
Could be. I have this. I don't know. It's not even a prediction because it's just a guessing game. But I have this feeling that this match will end in 2 sets.
Okay. Yeah, it's possible.
The winner of this tiebreak will kind of just arrive, with even more energy in the second set, but obviously it's just literally just a guess since I don't feel like there's even enough data or intel to form an estimate, a prediction, or whatever. Well, the player starting the tiebreak better is Andreeva. There's aggression on return. There's good serving.
The first 2 points were just really well done.
Yeah, I think on the second she had this clumsy backhand, which like she didn't really set up for well, but it landed on the line, and then after that she's just
How about that serve at 2-love?
Yeah.
Because that was even more impressive than the 30-all one, because I think it was even 5 miles per hour faster, and it was like
it's like no reaction from Iga whatsoever, and that's not because she was like watching the sky or whatever. No. She wasn't watching out for Rod Laver in the crowd. She was focused, but
Andreeva has not lost a tiebreak this year. Or no,
how many has she played?
4.
Okay. It's not a massive size, but it's more than I was thinking of. So
One of
fair
those
enough.
was in the Dubai final.
Yeah.
Wow, another big point, but Iga, not really reading that cross-court backhand. She hits this right here. I think she's more skewed towards the deuce side of the court. Andreeva just has a lot of time. Yeah, I mean, she's been hitting the backhand really well. Doesn't matter cross line, whatever it is.
Yeah, in the breaker, especially the return 1-2 punches are winning her. Are putting her in a great situation so far. Obviously, these were the 2 mini breaks. Both, I think, very similar. Basically, like a backhand cross-court return, and then she gets the short ball, repeats in the same direction. And yeah, Swiatek's position here is looking very, very difficult.
I do see Iga moving a little bit back on the return here. No, never mind. She stepped up right when I said that. And yeah, the kick serve is just, struggles to control that. So 5-1 as this switch ends. You can see here Iga is pretty frustrated. I think it's showing something.
Yeah, Jake might not be wrong that she's in gigantic trouble here.
Yeah, certainly this set looks to be gone as far as Iga's concerned.
Even if he was probably just referencing the Nurlan tweet of January. There should be like a Nurlan tweet of the month award. But yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty spotless breaker. What was the only point she lost? Yeah, I mean, she had a chance for a pass, but it was pretty narrow. But yeah, pretty flawless breaker so far from Andreeva for sure.
Yeah, just have to say too good for the tiebreak.
Anytime they show me Conchita, she's looking like, I don't know, like Mirra was playing for her life or something like this. Like she just looks so on edge, so nervous for her protege. But right now it doesn't seem like, she should be that nervous because this tiebreak is gone now for Swiatek 7-1. That was, just again, not really, let's say, anticlimactic.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it was Mirra who got off to a really big start. She won those points on the return, like just kind of dominated on the third or fourth shot, and then on her serve, she was pretty flawless. And
88% first points won.
It started at 5-6, and it just carried over to the tiebreak. Like the points she played at 15-30, a deuce in that game. The way she kind of dealt
winners, with Swiatek's 10.
Like serving for the set and then not taking it the first time.
Funny thing though, they actually won. Both of them won 39 points. So that was with a 7-1 breaker. So before the tiebreak, Swiatek had a pretty decent lead in that statistic. Not that it actually matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way to come back is definitely there. But Mirra can trouble Swiatek in these conditions as well.
Just an insane tiebreak from Mirra Andreeva. And the game to go before that.
Insane tiebreak, at the same time, a lot of very attackable serves in that breaker. The 1-4 point that was just like a backhand error out of nowhere for Swiatek to.
Yeah, but she just struggled to control that. It was like it bounced off the court. kick, and I thought Ego was going to move back and let it drop a little bit, but didn't get back into play.
Yeah, and the serving, as much as it was pretty good the entire set, the breaker, just a lot of second serve kicks into the middle. Andreeva attacking
right
them.
now, whenever Ego hits any serve in the middle of the box, doesn't matter the pace, doesn't matter the first, if it's first or second, like she's in trouble.
Yeah.
Especially on the backhand return when Mirra just takes it really early. So you can go both directions and deep down the middle, and then she's in control of the point. I feel like she used to have a lot of these things in spells last year, but she didn't have like the finishing power, and now she actually has that too. And she's stronger physically. Her serving is way better. Like the serve is the biggest improvement. Like she's serving like this. I mean, I noticed it in Cincinnati when she played Eva. Like she was serving great then, but this is another level, and she's doing it against everyone now.
Yeah, Dubai, Indian Wells, it feels like it's really, the beast has been awakened in terms of her serving, and it just makes such a big difference for a player who's not really focused on her serve, and that is actually even more important. She doesn't need that serve to like cover up for any frailties in her game. She just kind of becomes unstoppable when she gets this many free points in a way. And yeah, I mean, she's very close to getting to the final here and keeping that win streak alive. What? Would I consider my style as a matador or as a bull? But in terms of what? My style in what?
Tennis?
I don't know. Probably more like a bull than a matador. Then, I'm determined. I'm gonna try to win whatever way possible, and even if it's already looking like I probably lost. Yeah, so maybe a bull if we're talking about tennis. Honestly, we could be talking about many different things. It's a wild question, but well, it's exactly what I expect and want from Nurlan, who is apparently questioning everybody else and does not want a question from our producer. Well, not 1876, but the semi-final against Elena Rybakina in 23.
I don't know, the more I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like the more I just watch Mirra play, it's just like she's so freaking good. I don't know, it's so scary for everybody. That's why I really want to see the Sabalenka matchup if she ends up coming through this.
Yeah, 3 losses this year so far. Two.
I can't imagine she won't beat Sabalenka at some point.
Oh yeah, obviously that's not going to be a rivalry like this, but would it happen now? Yeah, I think she'd be the favorite over Sabalenka in the final.
I know that sounds. I know you see that 5-0 head-to-head or 5-1, whatever it is, because she did get that one.
Yeah, she got one when Arena was vomiting all over the court.
That didn't seem controlling her vomiting, let's say.
Yeah, a bit of a stretch, but she was sick. She did have that stomach bug, yes. But of course, far from done yet. Andreeva Keys would be a nice final too, though. I mean, I guess there's no bad finals. The only one that I'm kind of like lukewarm about is surprisingly Swiatek Sabalenka.
Really?
I don't know.
I know. I think that would be great too.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've seen it so many times, and like.
But we haven't seen it in a hardcore. They haven't met in a hardcore final. Right?
I know. But I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, I'm just lukewarm about it. I wouldn't care about it. Whereas the other combinations, I think would all be pretty great. If Iga wins, I'd definitely rather see her face Keys after what happened in Australia, and just I feel like there would be something relatively fresh. Andreeva, I guess, is by definition fresh at this level still.
You know how like Bencic is very good at that backhand down the line, the way she can like step in and just kind of like redirect, walk through her shot in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Should opponents be like expecting these backhand down the lines from Mirra? Because I don't know, she can't just like change directions on a whim. At the same time, we know that's her best shot.
Well, right away, we'll have a couple of opportunities for Swiatek. The only point I think so far won by Mirra in this game was an ace.
I'm pretty sure she made only one unforced error from 5-6 30 love. Like, what was it? Love 30? Like 5-6 love 30 to the end. I'm pretty sure she only made one mistake. And then another great save here on the backhand cross court winner. I mean, she is struggling to win second serve points. She's 6 for 20 on the match so far.
I mean, that's pretty normal against Swiatek, right?
Yeah.
16-1 when she wins the opening set in 25, but yeah, I mean, all her records will be pretty insane. Just 3 losses, 2 of them, of course, to Sabalenka. What a legend Rebecca Shramkova is. You know what? I mean, it's not gonna happen, but you know what's also a possibility? The same way that we treated the Ostapenko loss, the last before the win streak.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Rebecca Shramkova can become that sort of a legend. Or Clara Tauson, to be honest, if Madison Keys keeps going to. If if either Andreeva or Keys is going to have a 30-ish match win streak, Clara Tauson or Rebecca Shramkova will become legends.
I'm just going to say right now, I don't think they'll get to 37 matches. They'll lose before that.
Mirra would have a better chance, I guess, than Madison, just considering all the slow clay action that we're going to get. But yeah.
Although Maddie, like, she can just go to Charleston and continue that form. Like, I could
Charleston, yeah, but then like Rome, maybe. Like I don't know.
She's good on clay though. Madison is good on clay.
She's good anywhere, yeah.
She's made a bunch of deep runs in pretty much all the big clay events.
Well, my feeling during the first set tiebreak is definitely kind of wrong in the sense that the player who lost the breaker is actually the one who entered the second with renewed energy and kind of like more intensity now. Net approach as well from Iga Swiatek. Oh my god.
Yeah. I did feel like she was reasonably calm even though she lost that first set, you know. Didn't get the feeling of like, oh, panic is setting in. Yeah. She was frustrated. She was frustrated. She was, you know, annoyed and missing some shots, but
it was a pretty poor tiebreak though, and not for the first time this year.
Yeah.
I mean, the one against Noskova was worse, obviously, but that was another 7-1 though, right?
Yeah, I feel like that was much worse. Like after that one, I mean, she was so negative in that whole match, but like especially the first set.
So Swiatek is now 1-4 in tiebreaks this year.
Yeah.
Feels weird because like the one that she actually won, she was very clutch in, but the ones she lost, all pretty rough. Even if it was 10-8 against Madison in the Australian Open semi, just obviously the value of that match was so high that it must have hurt. But yeah, I mean, if I don't know, even this like third point of this game, she gets a short ball, yes, but I feel like she wouldn't have attacked it so, with this much vigor, let's say, in the opening set. She does seem to be like going for it a little bit more in these early stages of the second.
I guess she has beaten Andreeva from set down before.
She's also lost to her from a set down.
Yeah. Those are the only 2 matches. When was the last time she beat a really quality opponent from a set down?
Does Katie Boulder count? Does Linda Noskova count?
Given the context of their rivalry, sure.
Yeah, I think Linda counts. So the answer is Doha.
Also have Jasmine Pauline, Benedict King Cup.
I don't know, Keen. I mean, I know what our French friends said, but Monteiro has not been like setting the world on fire recently. I don't think he is guaranteed to beat Olivieri. So who is my favorite?
She gets past, but she comes
it's like she's very desperate to like get on top of Andreeva in any way possible in this. Yeah. Like that's her way of reacting to losing the opening set. I don't hate that. Like the previous game, yeah, all the +1 forehands were just so violent.
Or is that Francis Tiafoe?
Huh?
Francis Tiafoe does that shot where he does like the inside in, and then comes in and tries to knock off the ball. But he's obviously much further inside the fourth thing. He's like pretty much almost tapering the ball.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know who that is. Jake, it's not my answer though. For your question about my least favorite player to watch and why, I don't know. Just like all these Karen Khachanov, Taylor Fritz, all the boring one-dimensional players. I just don't watch them. I don't like cry when I have to. Actually, sometimes I do. If they have a fun opponent, sure, but people like that. Or like a Brandon Holt, weaponless guys, maybe.
I'm not like Orange fan, yeah.
Zakaris Faida.
Very.
Cameron Norrie.
He doesn't have the weapons, but his backhand is fun. I think his brother is going to be good though. Or how old is his brother now?
I don't know, 18-ish.
Yeah. He might already be better than Zach, honestly.
Might be. Yeah, that's an interesting question. What is one thing in tennis people talk about that completely bores you?
There are a couple of things actually. Outfits, yeah, I'm not really into that either. Like, I'm not a connoisseur on whose outfit is great, whose is not, or like fashion or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, outfits obviously is one that I never touch. Generally, like whenever we go into too much sports politics,
Yeah.
just stop, please. The
Right.
scheduling thing, I'm actually fine with. I am a bit of a amateur tennis scheduler, let's say. I do have a lot of opinions on whether the scheduling of something is good or not. Grips for you? I don't know. Like most people just have no idea. Like most people can't talk about grips really, including myself, really, for the most part. So I don't feel like it's ever really a conversation. Like if it is, it's because it's very, very important, and I don't think it ever gets boring because yeah, it's only brought up if it's so important. Keen, I mean, again, you have to stop with this underestimation of Patrick Zachley. I'm not even saying that like I think he's going to be amazing or anything, but I mean yellow cells, come on. My stream seems to have died, so maybe I will have to switch to something that will at least be more in line with yours. At least for the time being. But yeah, outfits, unless they're Lala sportswear, I don't want to talk about them. And I feel like there's one more like really good answer in there somewhere. In a way, match fixing or doping can be boring sometimes as topics because they exist. But like, what exactly am I supposed to do about that? Pay inequality. Okay, I'm back on the match, and well, I don't know how about how we are lined up now, but for me, Iga Świątek has just taken the third, or rather fourth game of the second set.
The forehand inside out winner. So now it's 3
I didn't actually get to see the winner, but I did get to see the scoreboard, and now Mirra Andreeva is serving on my screen. So yeah, the early break still on. I didn't understand that. Your mic is a little like again kind of random.
Oh, it is not working. It's weird. I'll try to fix that.
I do like how engaged Conchita seems to be in this match. I think she's more nervous than Mirra.
Okay, I should be back now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good. I should have said something sooner. Sometimes I had to guess like half the words.
Yeah.
I was feeling like I was watching Home Alone. Maybe that's why I stuck with it.
I'm very simple in terms of my alcohol. I actually don't drink much, but whenever I do, I don't know. I just have like red wine. Nothing too fancy. Not really a beers person. I don't like the taste.
Yeah, me either. I drink rarely, but when I do drink, I drink a lot. But yeah, like sitting alone and drinking 5 beers at night, no, it actually disgusts me a little bit. Sorry, guys. Maybe it's just well, that's the kind of alcoholism that my dad has, so maybe that's why. Anyway, well, Swiatek definitely still in that kind of like more rampant attitude that she's come out with in the second set.
Yeah. Just looking to be the one to boss these rallies early. Doesn't want Andreeva to get on top. And
yeah, she's like, enough is enough, kid, you know?
Yeah, she's like, I'm tired of you dictating
Yeah.
everything here. 17-year-old. Who do you think you are? That's been her approach, yeah.
No, this is some psychoanalysis of Iga Swiatek, you know? I wonder what Daria thinks about that, but
yeah. He's like, she's almost like, this is my turf, back off.
She is, and in fact, right now it seems like this will be her set, her turf. And yeah, 4-1, the 2 breaks, definite change of attitude after the opening set ended. Mirra has kind of fallen away at the same time. Yeah, this was
kind
not
of
the
maybe
perfect
looking at the third
approach.
set now.
Yeah.
Kind of thinking,
this approach here was kind of like, okay, we're probably gonna play the third set, Iga. I'll give you that, but yeah.
To a certain extent, it's kind of what Iga. It kind of happened to Iga in the Australian Open semifinal
against Keys. Yeah,
sort of. Yeah, sort of. I felt like after the 4-5 games, Iga was kind of already thinking about the third.
Yeah, I wonder how long lasting this more aggressive attitude from Swiatek is. Of course, this set it's kind of been like pretty easy for her because she broke in the opening game. But yeah, if that doesn't happen in the decider, for example, can she still keep playing like this and keep kind of trying to show who's the boss here, who's the king of Indian Wells, or the queen rather? We'll see. Anyway, 4-1, let's not give Swiatek this set quite yet.
Yeah. Xian has another question for you, and it's pretty deep.
Oh Jesus! If I had to cook a 3-course meal, what does it mean that the meal is 3 courses? So you have a soup,
appetizer, and then main course, and then I guess what's the third course? Dessert?
No, but I was actually thinking of like okay, so you're thinking the soup is the appetizer, okay? Because in Poland there's like this model of a 2-course dinner basically, and that's usually soup. But we don't eat like this every day. But let's say there's like some sort of an occasion, and you have a soup, and then you have a pork chop with potatoes or whatever. If I had to cook a 3-course meal, though, jeez, that's so tough. But I don't know. Is there something in particular that I'm like good at cooking? I don't know. I feel like my cooking for myself generally is pretty simplistic. I don't mind eating similar things every day. I don't mind eating like pretty, bland, let's say, for most people. So like I can just, get some. For example, the last few days I've been mostly eating this out of the air fryer. I've been eating just like some chicken, potatoes, and some vegetables, and I just throw it all into the air fryer, and that's it. If I had to like impress somebody, I've made tortilla de patatas before, for example. Maybe I would do that. It wouldn't be a 3-course meal though. In terms of the soup, like if I was going to make a soup, I don't know, would I just look at like a typical Polish soup, like rosu, so like chicken broth, or maybe something special. I like fish soup, even though I hate fish. but yeah, if it's kind of like chicken broth and it tastes okay. And obviously, I don't eat the fish because I hate fish. But maybe I would do that for the soup. Yeah, it's not that like it's not like very common. This way of preparing it, at least, that I have in mind. I mean, dessert, I don't make any desserts, so I'd probably just like buy something, I would assume. If it was a date with Iga Świątek, I'd buy tiramisu, but if it was someone else, I don't really like the taste of coffee, so probably something different.
Yeah.
I hope that satisfies you, Kim. What I would do probably though is just cook with that person I wanted to like have a date with. That could be fun, right? Just cook together, and then you don't have to worry about the preparation going wrong, because if it goes wrong, it just did it together, and you had a lot of fun, and you could just laugh at yourselves. Well, let's see. This one more game, one more hold would really get her so much closer here.
Well, Mirra was trying to impress her way to a love break, but that didn't work out at love 30 when she went for the drop shot.
Yeah, Jake was
See that I'm going
about
with these transitions today, you know?
Yeah, pretty good bunch. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say that Jake was asking about the drop shots at the beginning of the match, and it feels like Mirra is only going for them when she's getting like a little bit too cute with it. Sometimes doesn't work. Well, she also went for this hammer backhand return here, but also misses that. So it's a game point for Swiatek. And since she is also getting that, I mean, now I feel like we're in the third set almost.
Yeah.
Like now I feel like, yeah, sure. Just get this done, ladies. Though after watching Alexander Bublik today, I guess I can't be sure. He almost had a fight with Corentin Moutet, by the way. Like the umpire actually had to get off the chair and separate them.
Oh.
That was after the handshake, so no idea what that was about. Yes, Sabalenka Keys is straight after this.
Are you excited for a potential Nishikori against Fonseca semifinal?
Nishikori Fonseca is a potential semi. I didn't even check how the draw was built, to be honest, but that would be cool, obviously. That's, yeah, I mean, that's a blockbuster. I actually wasn't sure who's in which half, but yeah.
Both those draws in Kapkana and Phoenix, it feels like 250s.
I mean, that's, yeah, just 250s with like the top two players taken out, basically.
Yeah.
Well, someone in the chat is already suggesting a breadstick. I think Iga Świątek wants that too. She's definitely not like getting complacent here. She's still attacking violently right now.
Yeah, she's just feasting on anything short and taking control of these rallies because she knows this is a window of the match where she's got to close the set out quick. Because if 5-1 becomes 5-3 and then she's still able to close out that set, all of a sudden Andreeva has built that momentum. So you want to shut it out right away.
I guess if we have like a toilet break after this set, then probably there won't be that much momentum either. But
Yeah.
But yeah, she is just on top right now. She has like whatever she tried to do in the first few games of the second set, it like worked perfectly. Now she's also gonna have a set point. It's a big return. Yeah, everything is so aggressive right now. It's like she's quicker, she's more dynamic than she was in the opening set. Just like different attitude, confidence. She just completely bossed this set, and in
Another
fact, she
first
also
serve
takes
return
it.
and just boom. Yeah, what an emphatic response.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's somewhat unexpected. Just how she
Mhm.
was able to just turn it around basically at will. But yeah, now obviously the challenge will be to keep that up in the third set. I don't think Iga is
Yeah.
going to. Oh, actually, she is maybe. Never mind. I don't know. Mirra is going to the toilet though, so it will
Well,
be.
I mean, Merlin, I never said that, I never said anything in terms of jinxing. I don't know. I was just impressed by how well Mirra played at the end of the first set. But I didn't say anything about what's going to happen next.
What happened with
Are
Bublik?
pretty big.
The producer is asking. I was just talking about him basically having a 5-1 lead today, then winning 7-5 in the third, 5-1 to 7-5, and also yesterday he had the same basically against Hijikata. Yeah, that was just what I was referencing. That 5-1 doesn't have to mean that the set is over.
Of course, we also have a rematch in Santiago with Daniel Gillard and Emilio Nava.
Why is this a rematch?
Because they played in one other semifinal in Uruguay, right? Like earlier in the year.
Yeah, I remember Galan winning the title, but I didn't remember he played Nava. But yeah, sounds right.
Yeah. He beat Nava in the semis there, 6-3, 6-3.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I didn't remember that. Emilio, I guess, has been like non-stop in South America, right? Since the beginning of the season, and
yeah,
could use a title or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just kind of feels like, yeah, he hasn't achieved that much.
He has been underperforming last year and a half at least.
Yeah. I was thinking what sort of time frame you were gonna give it, and I thought at first I was maybe like 3 weeks, but then no, you could actually say, yeah, like 2 years, and it's fine.
Yeah, like ever since he beat John Isner in Miami.
I think he won Modena in July, but was it 23 or
Yeah.
22?
I know
23,
he
I
did.
think.
I know 23 he won that, but like
Yeah, that was 23. He missed
Yeah.
Wimbledon qualies, but he won Modena, and after that, I think there's been like literally no noteworthy results
he
from him.
played like US Open, he played against Rude, I think, right? And then that was
Need tennis in colder locations. Nothing wrong with playing in 6 or 7 degrees on an outdoor court. I mean, nothing wrong, but why would you wanna do that? Also, why would you wanna like have people
sit in
attending
that.
events like this? Like that's probably the
Like
biggest
yesterday
issue,
was
right?
already pretty rough. It was like 10 degrees yesterday night for Alcaraz and
Really?
Cerundolo. Yeah, very cold. Well, it was 51 Fahrenheit, so that's about what, 11, 12. Well, maybe even 10.
I got Ernesto's career path very wrong. For he was gonna be so much more consistent. I mean, Escobedo or who? I mean, with Neto, yeah. I mean, I think everyone did get it pretty wrong.
Maybe it's in the blood because Ernesto and Emilio are cousins.
Yeah. I know. Maybe that's why he got to that. Also, what's the? No, it's Eduardo, right? The brother of Emilio Nava. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Escobedo definitely was expected to
Well,
be a more stable presence.
no toilet break for Iga, right?
I think she also got off after Mirra did. Not sure that was the original
Did they both
intention,
leave the
but I
court?
think in the end, I think
Mhm.
so.
Okay. Yeah.
Or maybe she just went to the, to the coach.
Yeah. She's come back much before Mirra has.
Yeah, I guess she didn't leave. Yeah, I think she just maybe got to the coach, put some jacket on. Anyway, looks like we will be starting momentarily. Saccarides, but which Saccarides? I don't think either Saccarides will be that good, but there are members of the Church of the Saccarides family who claim that they are basically so underrated and huge talents. We'll see. Especially Dimitris and Stefanos. I don't think I've heard anyone saying Michalis will be good. I don't know. Stefanos has a pretty quick, nice, loose arm, but it's just so sloppy. Anyway, 1 hour 33 minutes in, we are beginning the third set after the beatdown in the second, where Iga Świątek broke in the opening game and was like really fiery the entire set. And now let's see if Mirra can knock her off that pedestal a little bit.
Well, she misses a forehand on the first point, and then Mirra hits a backhand on the line winner, which once again Iga can't really read. At love 15.
Yeah. Second serve, obviously falling into her strike zone again. But yeah, it was pretty easy for Iga to like play that sort of tennis in the previous set when she broke right away and she was always in the lead. But
this is always a
question
tricky
is,
game. You're starting first at the start of the third after
exactly.
dominating the second. It happens a lot.
Yeah. I just wonder if she can keep that up when the setting isn't like quite as perfect. And basically when she's not comfortably ahead the entire time.
It seems to have gotten a lot colder as well.
Yeah, even during the set break, Iga was wearing a jacket, but well, this totally should have been Mirra's point after the great first serve return. Not quite as clinical as she would like at the net, and Iga will get the pass eventually.
Yeah, she had more court to work with on the pass, and then a nice little two-shot pass combination. Andreeva perhaps could have done more with the volley. She was like stretching for it. But now this is her chance right here. 30 all, second serve.
It's a crazy point again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's probably the best defensive work that Iga has done the entire match.
Yeah, I'm just watching it right now. That's some pretty insane stuff. And Andreeva showing her frustration, letting go of the racket.
Yeah, there was like a degree of hesitation for sure when she had a chance to go to the net, Mirra, but maybe it's related to the previous point. But yeah, still there was like one or two incredible gets there from Swiatek and basically resetting the points.
Yeah. I mean, Hyun, we already have that in Cincinnati, Dubai. Extremely fast. Hard courts. Oh, that's like really good depth again on this backhands from Andreeva. Oh, the way she's hitting her backhand sometimes and timing it reminds me a little bit of Anisimova.
Yeah, I remember Yukin also posted this comment like for a few days ago, but like yeah, ATP finals, Cincinnati, Dubai, Basel, most grass courts.
Oh, I was only thinking about WTA. Like if you do ATP, it's more. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the comment that Keen made a few days ago was on an ATP show. That's why I was thinking about it then. But yeah, WTA, I guess only Cincinnati, Dubai.
Yeah, I couldn't
WTA
think of any
finals
other.
depends on the
That's-
year. And any
Yeah,
grass,
yeah.
really.
There was that court that they had in Ostrava. I thought that was very fast, but that's nothing that's really there anymore.
Well, Australia last year.
Yeah, Australia, sure. United Cup, Sydney.
Oh yeah, Sydney. I mean, yeah, they're not maybe like prevalent, but I don't think the courts are that slow typically right now.
Miami is definitely medium to fast.
Yeah, Canada as well.
Yeah. So really, you have Doha, Indian Wells,
Stuttgart,
Beijing,
Madrid, like they play
Beijing,
faster
maybe.
than some hard courts for sure. Than a lot of
Yeah.
hard courts. Well, this one, Indian Wells, this one certainly isn't quick, but
No.
both players don't mind that at all here. This is a
Well, you're
big
gonna get a
game
double
already.
fault here. Game point.
Yeah.
You're seeing a few more double faults today from Iga, but perhaps that's also the pressure that Andreeva puts on you.
Oh yeah, I mean for sure this game especially I think Mirra has just been like on to every return regardless if it's the first or the second serve, and that double faults was partially. I don't think he has, John.
Again, the backhand on the line, that's the one that's caught Iga off guard, really. Just lines it up, and obviously this is the first break point she's gonna have since the 9th game of the match, like it shows on the screen. Oh wow, this is quite a tense rally, and it ends with an Iga backhand to the net. So yeah.
Yeah, here we have that situation that we were talking about, that well, basically everything was perfect for Iga when she started that second set with that new degree of aggression. She was always in the lead. There was never a moment to get nervous. Now she's going to have to replicate it from a very, very different point. As Andreeva, well, comes up with, I guess, her own, set of great returns in the previous game.
Yeah.
Fascinating question for you in the chat from Keen.
Oh, let me see. Oh, have I used the word muck? No, I haven't actually. Well, I just used it now. There you go.
No, that's not what I was.
But like in a
for.
sentence? Okay.
No, would you rather Nakashima makes the top 10 or Ayeni makes the top 100?
Ooh, okay. That is a good question.
Shots fired.
Oh, man. Yeah. I had to think about that, actually. I do know Ayeni a lot better than I know Brandon. Like, I can't actually call Ayeni a good friend. I can't say the same thing about Brandon, So, like, my relationship with Ayeni is stronger.
I mean, but it's not like Brandon would call you a schmuck, right?
No. Okay. No, but I'm sure I'm sure Bubik called Corentin Mute a schmuck today. Or he would, right? They both would.
Yeah, I think whatever happened, whatever
Oh,
transpired on the camera, it did look kinda, both ways.
I'm sure a lot of people on the ATP tour think Thiago Saibo the Village is a schmuck.
Yeah, I kind of think he's a schmuck myself too.
Yeah, me too.
I was gonna say that I mean I don't know how close you were following that, but the guy that INU played in the first round of qualifying in Kigali, it was announced that he was banned today for match fixing. Funnily enough, his professional record is 0-9 in singles and 0-2 in doubles, and he still managed to get banned for match fixing. So yeah.
And he still managed to beat
Joshua Muhir. I have no idea how to pronounce his surname, but it is probably English. Like it's just it's ambiguous. Anyway, not too important right now. For the all, Iga had some opportunity, but she misses the backhand line. Coincidentally, the strongest shot in Andreeva's arsenal, and often even the strongest shot in Iga's arsenal too. That Dubai match that they played, right? That was like the only shot that was working for her that day.
Yeah, we're seeing Mirra play in a much different way than she did in Dubai, where it was a lot. She was using the forehand slice, and Iga was being forced to come in, and then she would pass Iga, and she would hit these backhand down the lines. The backhand down the line is similar, but like the rest of the way she played is different.
Yeah, Dubai was the match of the forehand passing. Right?
This is much more about baseline quality and just keeping the ball in play longer, and it's more conventional rallies. There's not a whole lot of cat and mouse going on today.
Conditions, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If she started playing like that, I guess she'd just be giving a little bit too much freedom.
Too much time.
And, too much time for Iga. Whereas in Dubai, that wasn't the case, and she was forcing her to come in after all these tricky, shorter slices, passing her on the forehand time and time again. And
that serve at was just that serve out wide is also been one that Iga has not had that many answers for when Andreeva's made that first serve. Iga set up that point well with the backhand on the line and pushed Mirra behind the baseline, and then looked to be coming in on that delayed forehand approach, but it's just up right now. So let's see, 7-5 since the start of 2024 for Mirra against top 10 opponents. I guess 2 of those are against Rybakina. You have Swiatek, you have Onstribor, you have Vondrosova, you have Paulini, you have the almost puking Sabalenka in the RG quarters. Oh, what a get from Andreeva. First point of the third game, but Iga puts that away. I mean, look, as long as this stays one break, this is still anybody's match, I still feel like, but this is kind of like a must-win game for Iga. If she goes down 3-love double break, kind of over.
Yeah, and it's not going to be that easy to just play as aggressively as she did in the second set. Now that she's dead behind, that point she lost to lose the second game, I guess, was a good example. Obviously, should be putting that short ball away.
Well, there's that short ball that she just missed a few moments ago, But obviously, the doing it at 15-love on your serve versus break point down.
Yeah, this was kind of like the Dubai match in many ways. She really had to whip it from below the net.
Yeah. Yeah, and although Andreeva is very mature beyond her years, she still has moments where the emotions get the better of her. We're seeing it less and less though right now because she's on a 10-match win streak. But it remains to be seen how she will handle finishing out such a big match. Match. I have done it actually. A couple of times when my serve wasn't working. I went to the underarm serve. I had mixed success. I don't recommend it unless you're Alexander Bublik.
Yeah, I threw it in myself a couple of times too, but it's I don't feel like it's actually benefiting me for the most part. So
No.
the biggest issue as well in amateur tennis with it is that like barely anyone returns, from the fence. Because if someone tried to return my second serve from the fence, I would be hitting an ace most of the time. So it's not really gonna be that beneficial in terms of the positioning. So I have tried it. I think I've probably won more points than I've lost, but it's kind of like one off for fun, but definitely not like a real tactic I use.
Yeah. Well, she does stay in.
I think Nick is probably asleep. Nick is a very serious person, Nick is probably just
Nick is not one of those people who sacrifices tennis matches for sleep. I think he's literally explicitly said that before on this channel. So I believe him.
I think he's probably not watching this one.
He'll probably wake up in the morning, read our tweets,
Right, retweet our tweets, then watch some like highlights or replay, and write a few things himself.
And then he'll try to figure out what the best match of the week was. Bro.
Well, actually, since this went free, I think that might be his first tweet tomorrow. Was this the match of the week?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make a prediction right now. The first tweet from Nick Carter tomorrow will be something along these lines of like, how good was Swiatek Andreeva? Can you tell me it wasn't the match of the week?
Yeah, that's a good bet.
Especially if, of course, we're not gonna finish at like, I don't know, 6-1 or 6-2.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now,
no
way of knowing.
The time zone is not great. It's 2 a.m. for him.
Yeah, it's actually even it's 1 a.m. for him. It's 2 a.m. for me, because of the time
because of daylight saving. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is indeed.
I just had some great thought in my head, but I don't remember what it was now. Oh no, I was just gonna say that like in terms of this matchup overall, it's pretty amazing that like right now, because in Cincinnati we are still thinking about this like, okay, so Iga is much better. Like the moment she really sorts things out, it's over. Whereas here it's just like this third set, tennis skill is a little out of the window. It's just like now it's just mental.
Yeah, it's about it's like managing your nerves, right? Like holding it.
Nothing else really. Like I'm not saying they are completely equal tennis wise, not yet at the very least, but in this third set, it feels like everything else just doesn't matter anymore. It's just literally who plays better in the key points and not much more.
Yeah, I'm not really thinking way too much about tactics like I was before. Like maybe in Dubai, there were a lot of tactical things, but today that doesn't really go. Like now they're just playing on instinct, right? And there, yeah, Iga using her good footwork and the wind as well is picked up, I think. So you're gonna have to play with a lot of margin and just kind of keep the ball in play longer, wait for the opportunity. Because now we're seeing a lot more longer rallies as well. Like both players don't want to be the first to miss. Although this drop shot right here by Mirra, let's see. Oh well, she does get away with it.
Yeah, get away with it is definitely the right phrase to use here. I mean,
yeah, I thought she was in trouble because she really telegraphed it. It was not a good drop shot at all. Iga got to it, but some made it tough on the backhand. The backhand volley. That's like the hardest shot in the game to pull off. Game 30.
I feel like even I mean, of course, it's tough to say that when someone is at the net, you have to like commit to decisions so quickly. But even on that final volley, Iga like felt a little, I don't know,
15-30
rushed.
though. You gotta make that. I feel like you have to make that second serve return. The one that Iga just missed.
It was that a return?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. I'm watching like 2 points ahead again, and I forgot.
Oh, yeah. Second serve, backhand return. You gotta make that in the court. So see, this is a huge point here at 30 all. Oh wow. And once again, it's the backhand on the line, moving Iga around. You're stepping in, and yeah, Iga was way out of position. Iga is saying something to the umpire. I'm not sure what this is about. I don't know what this is about. Is it about the shot clock or what?
I don't know.
I'm really not sure what this.
But yeah, that came after the inside in backhand winner from Andreeva. And in the next point, she's also quite cool, hitting another great serve out wide and instantly swooping in for the forehand kill. So 3-1 Andreeva, and that's such a opportunity missed the previous game for Swiatek, that's for sure.
Yeah, I just think love 30, 15-30, like both those points. I feel like you gotta win them, especially also 15-30 second serve return.
Yeah, love 30. There was this like one very difficult volley, but the final one was
yeah.
You could have done so much better with it, even though it's so pretty tricky. Like you're with your back to the net, basically, back against the net, basically. But yeah.
I thought she could have made an easier volley out of it by doing more with the approach when she got there. She got there so quick.
So far in the nerves department, there's one player that is doing better, and that's not the player with 5 Grand Slams.
She's lost that edge right now. I mean, it was such a good hold and love too, and a good start to the game, but now this could be the moment where it could spiral. Yeah, again, it's the backhand on the line, and I just don't think Iga is anywhere near reading that play.
Yeah, she's never
most
late
of the
to that
times.
shot, Andreeva. Even when it seems like she will be late, she's always just hitting it spot on, and the entire half of the court was just like open.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not. She's not really recovered back to the middle either, and it's just. It's she's just watching it go by her. This feels for Swiatek, this is kind of like another Rybakina situation, but honestly, it's more long term and more complex than Rybakina.
What do you mean by Rybakina situation?
You know, like a matchup that she's just gonna struggle with no matter the conditions, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the same time, like their quality is just pretty similar. Like it's.
Yeah, but like Mirra has more tools, and like she's a way
yeah.
better mover.
Rybakina for sure.
That just gives her so many more options on defense, and she's like, you know, more of a threat in terms of tougher game style to kind of read and figure out what to do against, game plan against. She's more complete. That's a simple way of putting it.
2 breaks down in the third set. I mean, for this to be an Iga win from here, obviously it would have to be pretty special. We saw how she can just like run away with it in the second set, but yeah, just the ability to do it under that sort of pressure. We'll see if she has it. So far, basically any like scenario like this year, Swiatek is not really responding that well mentally.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just feel like it'll get tougher from here because there's going to be so many questions after this match. You know, like I mean, there's always questions like this whenever Iga loses, but it's like, you know, she hasn't won a title since Roland Garros and losing so many semifinals and, you know, whatever.
Yeah, not the strongest set of mental performances in some of these matches. Let's see if this one is any different, but certainly, yeah, it was like one bad game at the start of the third set, and she's kind of gone off the boil. But yeah, still a lot of time. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a game point, and she hit a double fault. So she had a double fault, and then
I think so.
She
Yeah,
had a chance. She had a chance in the first service game of Mirra's as well. So then it's 2 love. Then she has an easy hold. Then you have, you know, the chances at love 30, 15-30. And then this game was just, kind of going off the boil. So not great in the mental strength department, but does Mirra have a chance against you? Honestly, Mirra has a chance against anybody. Like this version of Mirra can beat anybody. You put her up against Sabalenka in the final, she has a chance.
I think legitimately Mirra would be the favorite of Arena in the final. Not sure about Keys.
I need to see how Arena plays against Keys first to say that like so emphatically, but like, yeah, like I would not be shocked at all if she beat either.
But well, 2 breaks is not the match yet, and it looks like Swiatek will have a chance here to get back within touching distance at least. She is definitely just playing a little bit more loose in this one and hitting some incredible returns, crushing the ball.
Yeah. I think now she just there's a sense of urgency, you know. She's got to just find something before it's too late.
This is the kind of tennis she was playing in the second set, but now she just needs to do it again for the next 4 games. Well, at least the next 3.
The first service game is the one that I feel like Iga needed to win, because that really set the tone in terms of her nerves for the rest of the 4 games afterwards. Or yeah, just like kind of playing from behind is tough when especially when you dominated the second set like she did. Like it was over in 25 minutes. It was barely a contest. Well, she does get 1 break back, so it's not completely over. It'd be interesting to see if she can hold here.
Yeah, second serve to start the game. That obviously isn't a great sign, but Andreeva is missing some of these returns herself now.
Yeah.
But the next point coming up is pretty insane. I can tell you that without spoiling too much. And it's not exactly like it's not a point that's going to build your confidence up, at least for one of the players.
Whoa.
Wow. Andreeva, after such a get, might actually be a little bit more fired up. Swiatek, though, can't let it get to her.
Yeah. That's one of those classic Mirra anticipation.
And again, like whenever she's, I know this is a very different backhand down the line to most of her backhands down the line, but she just always keeps that line perfectly. Like there's no fluctuation in terms of the trajectory of that ball. It's just the same laser every single time.
Basically, like kind of Iga when she's in this mode, she just wants to, hit winners, hit the ball by you, hit faster, like just rob you of any potential time. And the moment she's kind of, and that's kind of when it's worked for her, right? Like the other times it's been like those kind of points, those cat and mouse points, they don't favor her at all. She doesn't want to be trying to outthink Mirra Andreeva.
Yeah. Her best patches of the match are definitely the ones where it's just all very quick, nice, aggressive, and there's not much that Mirra can do to like get back into the point. Ace at 30-15. That's massive at this stage of the match for either player. Maybe even more so for Iga, who's not usually getting too much help from her serve. Mirra is still playing some of these rallies like a professor. The backhand here, and then I know it's a pretty easy wrong footing shot, but
yeah. So Iga does get the hold for 4-3. going to be interesting from here. Yeah. I'm sure Nick will be wondering, when he wakes up, how much of this is Iga being off her game? And how much of this
that's gonna be his first tweet, yeah, exactly.
How much of it is Andreeva playing lights out?
Yeah, I think after the Olympic semi-final, he's kind of like learned his lesson in asking first rather than writing. Because I remember he like wrote a very big appreciation post for Qin Zheng, before watching the match or like the highlights of it, and yeah, it was a. Well, I think yesterday we saw how this matchup usually looks in slower conditions. Anyway, just one break left. But still, Mirra and Andreeva to serve. Last two games have felt like a breath of fresh air for Swiatek for sure. She let it loose a bit more. Seems like that's what she kind of has to do here without getting tense somehow. just swing at the fences, but yeah, but
be the more offensive. Don't let any of the.
Seems unrealistic when we put it like this, right? I mean,
yeah, just take away the time before she can outmaneuver you and
before you yourself start thinking a little bit too much and
yeah.
Just basically limit the thinking of both yourself and Andreeva. Just bring it down to, I don't know.
I think and that's how somebody like Madison Keys plays these days. When she's like more liberated and loose, and she doesn't overthink it.
Kind of tough not to overthink though sometimes.
We'll see a lot of that in the next match. This is the reason also why I love this semifinal lineup. It's such a big contrast, right? The second match will look so different to this.
Yeah.
They don't play anything like this.
The second point, I think Iga was like right with some of the instincts at first, but Andreeva just stays in it so well, throws in the forehand slice, mixes things up. It's tough not to overthink against her.
It's very tough because she has, like most people have one or two change-ups. She can do both the forehand slice, and she can also do the loopier forehand. And then, the forehand slice is so good because it's, look at, she uses it as a setup shot. And then the next ball after that is like so offensive, and you don't really see it coming because you think, oh, she's probably going to hit another forehand slice, or oh, she's probably going to just loop it back in, and then she just sets up and crushes this one. And this is the kind of point ending power she didn't have like 6 months ago. Like you didn't fear the shot, you didn't fear the finish. Whereas now it's like, it's maybe a lot of that is the Conchita Martinez effect. I don't know. I'm always hesitant to put a lot of it on the coach because I have no idea how much of it really is. But it's just kind of the easy thing to do, It's like, okay, well.
I think
Conchita
even before you joined today's stream, I literally said something like this, where I was just saying that like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I know what they're working on, but clearly the results are happening. So
yeah, if the results are good, then you praise the coach. If they're not working, then you just kind of like, yeah. But even then, even if they're not working, I usually don't blame the coach. I usually don't because like I don't know, I don't know if it's the coach or if it's.
I think the players also fall into this trap sometimes. That like they just look bad only on the outcome really, and not on what they are learning along the way with a coach. But yeah, Conchita has a pretty good track record, a lot of good experience herself. Seems like they are kind of like working towards something. It's a very dynamic growth for Mirra the last few months, especially this year, obviously. And well, now she has a game point for 5-3.
Yeah. Ego trying to loop that ball in to reset the rally, but yeah, I'm not sure.
What happened? No, I'm just reading something weird on my. Oh, so Iga basically. Okay. So with the situation with the the umpire. So basically, the ball boy just threw her the ball, and she
Okay.
like smashed it at the ground, and it went into
Mm,
the crowd.
okay. Yeah, I
It
saw
was
that they showed
relative.
that replay.
Yeah, it was relatively close to hitting the ball boy too.
Okay.
Um,
Wait, so
so
she got
yeah,
a warning for that?
I don't know if she got a warning, but I'm just watching the video.
Okay. Wait,
But
but
yeah,
what
apparently
was the
that's
score when that happened?
um. I don't see the scoreboard on the screen. It's 1 hour 56. Um, must be like what 10-15 minutes ago.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
third set for sure. No, a little bit more even. But yeah, third set for sure. Anyway, like let's say few games into the third set. Yeah, but doesn't seem like most people understand what the discussion of the empire was about, though.
He goes on a 10-match win streak in Indian Wells.
And Mirra is on a 10-match win streak overall. One of these is going to crash very, very soon. For now, looking like it might be the Iga win streak, but of course, well, she needs to win the next 2 games to stay in the match. So it's not like it's over yet.
Yeah, I think she's just missed that backhand return, so it's going to be 30 love, but yeah. If she were to lose this 6-4 in the third, what would be her biggest regret?
A lot of these games that we're watching right now.
Maybe like the first game of the third, the game where she could have broken back.
Yeah, but like first game is still first game. I know that she hit that double fault, but after that, I think there are some more important ones, including the previous one, including
the 2-1, 3-1. That stretch from 2-1 to 4-1. Really,
just it kind of like just like mounts up, but yeah, there's no singular moment yet, at least. But altogether,
15-30. It looks like Iga's bossing this point at 15-30. But Mirra is getting everything back, staying low, forcing Iga to hit one more ball. And the last thing Iga wants to do is hit more balls right now. Like, she just wants to be done with this game. Go on the change of ends. And 30 love, it looked like, you might have an easy hold. Not so much now. 2 points away from the match. Jake, yes, I did do some coaching in the summer of 2014. I coached a couple of kids, I think 7 and 8 years old. Made a little bit of money on it from it, so. That backhand on the line is going to fly. Iga had no control over that. And now we arrive at match point. Wow. Match point from Mirra Andreeva. Iga was 30 love up in this game. And that's going to go in the net. And Mirra Andreeva is into the final after winning in Dubai. Completely different conditions. 3 weeks later, nice handshake between the two. Yeah, what a performance. What a way to play all the clutch points. This is taking the rising star thing to a whole nother level, honestly, you know? If she wins this tournament, it's but we're talking a whole different level of deserved hype.
Yeah, I think at this point we're just not really like talking about hype for a youngster anymore. We're just talking about a top player, and like that's it.
Yeah.
2 wins over Rybakina, the last 2 events, 2 wins over Swiatek. She's been incredible mentally, much better than Iga today for sure. The back and down the line trademark obviously was fantastic, but the serve, the improvement there is just so important as well. And yeah, bouncing back after that second set, that must be pretty impressive too.
Yeah, I think she's officially just a really reliable top player now because she's just shown that she can win so many different matches in so many different ways in different conditions. That's what you do as a top player. You know, and she lost that second set 6-1. Iga just came back, was trying to finish points quickly, was trying to be the one to come out on top early in rallies, and Mirra was like, all right, fine, you can have that set. But I'm just going to regroup at the start of the third. And, you know, I thought that start of the third was just so key because she didn't let Iga settle and win some of those points easier. Like, you know, there were some chances for Iga to get back into this. For sure, she'll have some regrets. Really, all throughout the third set, it was definitely, you know, not a clutch performance by any means. And there will be some questions for sure going into Miami, going into the clay court season, especially the beginning part of the clay court season where, you know, the field will feel like they have a better chance, certainly. And yeah, it shows the youngest finalists. So Mirra Andreeva is part of that group with Selesh and Hingis and Williams and Kleisters. So she's up there for sure. I mean, Opta Stats is probably going wild right now. You know, they're probably coming up with their, you know, niche type of stats that they're just going to relish for the next few hours.
Boris Becker and Steffi Graf will be angry at because there's going to be like first player born in 2000s to do something or first player
since the introduction of the format in 2009, you know? And it's kind of
ATP 500s have that issue. I mean, with this, I think what you're talking about, like the regrets, there was no like singular moment. Maybe the worst thing that Iga did today in the third set was the last game. Like from 30-love up to lose it like this, just like straight up 4 errors. Especially the last 2 were completely random. Just not giving herself the chance, you know, just not giving Mirra the chance to potentially falter under pressure, which I don't know if she would have. I mean, she seems completely like ice cool the last 2-3 weeks or so. But yeah, she didn't even like once more. Basically, I think this has been a bit of a story this year for Swiatek that in some of these high pressure moments, if someone is able to get her into that, yeah, she just falters really. But yeah, it just should definitely be more of an Andreeva is amazing story than a Swiatek did poorly again story. That will be a conversation on the Iga and Carlos tennis show, and that will be a conversation on the WTA Weekly. I'm sure that the Swiatek season is once more just like semifinals, good results, but not what she wants. What she wants is to win every single event. But yeah. Andreeva, again, I just don't think at this point we can even keep talking about a young player with a lot of hype and up and comer. I mean, she's here.
Yeah, she isn't the future, she is the now. So that is it really. And you know, we also have the other semifinal to look forward to, regardless of who Mirra plays. You know, are you more excited to see her play against Madison Keys or against Aryna Sabalenka? Do you not care? Personally, I'm excited for both, no matter what. But I would be extra excited for the Sabalenka matchup just because that has like I want to see this version of Mirra play against peaking Sabalenka.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, definitely. I feel like she's made such a big leap that the matchup edge that was there before will definitely be mitigated. But just like, I don't know, for personal preferences in terms of the style of matches, of players that I like to watch, I guess Keys Andreeva would be just more pleasing to me aesthetically. But yeah, I don't mind either. Definitely, there's a more of a story. Oh, actually, okay, because of Keys being also on a win streak and winning a slam, I guess there's a massive story either way. But in terms of like, yeah, the head-to-head dynamics, sure, Sabalenka would be interesting. I feel sorry for Mirra's sister. Well, yeah, but she did beat Mirra last year, right? So she has that over her, at least, Erika. But yeah, I mean, she's not quite as good, obviously. Boris Johnson is better than me. Now you're stretching it, Nurlan. Sorry, that's way too much. Steffi is the GOAT, says Marcus. Well, debatable, but I do think she's in the conversation. What else? I think that's more or less it. I mean, Mirra Andreeva now 2-1 on Iga Swiatek. She basically is doing the same path as in Dubai in terms of playing Rybakina, Towson, and Swiatek, but she's beating all of them regardless of the conditions. Now just one step left. And yeah, 12 matches if she can do that and win 2 WTA 1000s.
That could not be more different from each other in terms of conditions. So, yeah.
She is, by the way, losing to both of them. You mean Sabalenka or Keys? Nurlan, your predictions, I'm sorry, but I care about your comments, but your predictions just stop. Stop embarrassing yourself, Nurlan, just as you did today. What about the question? Which question? Oh, this one. I mean, it was pretty obvious that it was Carlos because the opponents for Iga are tougher. But maybe it will be neither. Maybe Carlos Alcaraz also loses. Yeah, of course, as the producer said, we have no matches to preview. The second semifinal is coming up, but we won't be here. Anyway, thank you, Vansh. Thank you to everybody in the chat and the producer. Well, we watched a very, I feel like, important match in the grand scheme of things in the WTA Tour of today, in the current landscape of women's tennis. And hopefully this matchup will be bringing us more and more joy over the years.
The second most important result of the year.
The first one was Keys beating Sabalenka in the Australian Open final. Interesting. I don't hate that theory. I mean, you don't think that's Clara Towson beating Naomi Osaka in the Auckland final? Sorry.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
What about the really famous Emma Navarro, man? She beat Emilia Narango or whatever. 6-love, 6-love.
Emilia Narango, yeah. No, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's also no, but that was just women's. Yeah, I was just thinking that there's also, of course, Elliot Spitziri in San Diego, but
Right.
never mind.
Oh yeah.
Will Borges do a free beat?
That for ATP Weekly.
He could, but Fonseca is also there. I think he's the tournament favorite for the time being. Pegula is jealous of Mirra. I think Pegula is as jealous of Mirra as other players are. Like, I think a lot of players are jealous of Mirra because you watch her play, you play her, and you're like, I'll never be this good.
Nobody wants to get their ass kicked by a 17-year-old. Trust me.
I'm jealous of Mirra. I'd like to play tennis like she does, but
I know, me too.
But I'm a schmuck.
Get out of here, 17 years old. 17 years old and hitting backhand on the lines like this.
Anyway, I think we were asked to like finish the stream in like 2 or 3 minutes. So basically, let's try to do this. Yes, check out the Iga Carlos tennis show on YouTube soon. That will be after the event. We will be talking about the Swiatek implications and the Swiatek performances in more detail. Although a lot of the sentiments you did hear today, at least the initial reactions, we will see how mine and Vansh's ideas evolve over time. Anyway, once more, thank you to everybody, and just good luck. Enjoy your tennis.
Yep. Enjoy the second semi. Should be great.